Big stories, big pressure, big nights at Anfield. This is Anfield Central, your home for the latest Liverpool news, transfers and sharp analysis. No noise, just what matters to real Reds. So if you love Liverpool, hit subscribe and stay ahead of every story. Let's get into it. Liverpool must seize a golden opportunity to top four as rivals slip in Champions League race. Liverpool FC have been handed a genuine opportunity to close the gap in the race for Champions League football, but there is now no margin for error. After spending a month outside the automatic qualification places, Arne Slot's side sits sixth in the Premier League on 42 points, chasing down Chelsea FC, Manchester United FC and Aston Villa FC in an increasingly tight battle for the top four. Saturday's results have shifted the landscape. Chelsea appeared on course for a vital 1-0 win over Burnley at Stamford Bridge, only for Zion Fleming to score a dramatic 93rd-minute equaliser that forced the Blues to settle for a draw. That late twist means Chelsea remain on 45 points, just 3 ahead of them due to goal difference, but psychologically the pressure has now flipped. It wasn't just Chelsea who stumbled. Aston Villa, sitting on 51 points, also dropped points at home against Leeds United. Tammy Abraham's 88th-minute equaliser rescued a draw after Anton Stack's stunning first-half free kick had put Leeds ahead. For Liverpool, the message is clear. Their rivals are faltering. Now they must respond. The schedule offers encouragement. Slot's side are about to embark on a favourable run of fixtures against teams currently placed 17th, 18th, 20th and 16th in the table. It begins with a trip to the City Ground to face Nottingham Forest, a match that suddenly feels pivotal. 3 points would not only narrow the gap, but also restore momentum in a season that has seen Liverpool consistently playing catch-up in the Champions League race. However, the scrutiny around Slot is intensifying. Speaking on the Overlap fan debate, former Manchester United captain Wayne Rooney questioned whether the Dutchman possesses the same aura as his predecessor Jurgen Klopp. Rooney suggested that following Klopp's charismatic reign, Slot may lack that commanding presence associated with Liverpool managers of recent years. Slot addressed those comments directly. He acknowledged that comparisons in football are inevitable, but questioned whether they are fair, pointing out that every manager has a different personality and approach. He added that aura is often a product of winning. In his view, success shapes perception, and results ultimately define authority. Slot even admitted that if opinions are based purely on outcomes, people might have said he had more aura last season than this one, underlining how quickly narratives can change in football. At the same time, he was clear in his respect for Klopp, acknowledging that the German undoubtedly carried presence and influence during his tenure at Anfield. Now, though, sentiment counts for little. Liverpool's position in the table demands action. With rivals dropping points and a favourable fixture list ahead, this is a decisive stretch in the campaign. Anything less than victory against Nottingham Forest would represent a missed opportunity in a race that's tightening by the week. For Slot, this moment is about more than 3 points. It is about reinforcing belief, silencing doubts, and turning opportunity into momentum. The door has opened. The question now is whether Liverpool will step through it. Liverpool predicted XI versus Nottingham Forest as Slot set for 2 key changes. Liverpool travel to the City Ground on Sunday, knowing that victory over Nottingham Forest FC would move them level on points with Chelsea FC in the Premier League table. Encouragingly for Arne Slot, there are no fresh injury concerns heading into the clash, making team selection relatively straightforward. The Reds remain without long-term absentees Alexander Isak, Connor Bradley and Giovanni Leone. Wataru Endo is sidelined with a serious ankle injury, while Jeremy Frimpong is also unavailable. Isak did return to training last week after the leg break he suffered in December, marking a positive step in his recovery, but he is still some way from a first-team comeback. Given Liverpool's recent momentum, 4 wins from their last 5 matches in all competitions, Slot is not expected to make sweeping changes. Even during difficult spells, the Dutchman has shown reluctance to rotate heavily, and after inflicting Sunderland's first home defeat of the season 11 days ago, continuity appears likely. One significant boost is the return of Dominik Szoboszlai. He is available for a Premier League fixture for the first time since his red card in the 2-1 defeat to Manchester City FC earlier this month. Szoboszlai could slot straight back into midfield, potentially at the expense of Alexis McAllister, adding energy and drive in a crucial away fixture. At right back, Curtis Jones is pushing to continue after an impressive FA Cup display against Brighton. With Endo ruled out, Jones may retain his place. The only other real selection dilemma comes at left back. Milos Kerkez has featured more frequently in the league this season, but Andy Robertson's strong showing against Sunderland could see the experienced Scot regain the nod. Elsewhere, the spine of the team looks settled. Alisson Becker is certain to start in goal, protected by Virgil van Dijk and Ibrahima Konate at centre-back. In midfield and attack, Ryan Gravenberch and Florian Wirtz are expected to feature, while Mohamed Salah, Cody Gakpo and Hugo Ekitike should complete the front line. If Slot sticks to expectation, the predicted Liverpool XI against Forest is Alisson, Jones, Konate, Van Dijk, Robertson, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, Wirtz, Gakpo, Salah and Ekitike. With form improving and key players returning, this is a moment for Liverpool to maintain momentum and capitalise on a pivotal stage in the top four race.
Liverpool and Nottingham Forest without key stars as Slot targets first win at the City Ground. Liverpool FC travel to the City Ground today knowing the stakes are high, and for Arne Slot there's personal motivation too. The Dutchman is still searching for his first victory over Nottingham Forest FC as Liverpool manager. This is his fourth attempt, and it comes at a crucial stage in the race for Champions League qualification. Adding another layer to the story, Forest are under new leadership. Vitor Pereira takes charge of his first league game for the hosts after replacing Sean Dyche, having already overseen a Europa League win earlier this week. Both teams, however, head into the clash short of key players. Liverpool remain without 5 first-team options, and there has been little improvement in the injury situation over the past week. Jeremy Frimpong is the closest to returning, but Slot has ruled him out of today's game, with the defender now targeting next weekend's fixture against West Ham United FC. Alexander Isak also remains sidelined. The striker has been pictured back on the training pitch at the AXA training centre, yet he is still some way from match fitness after only recently kicking a ball again following the leg break he suffered at Tottenham Hotspur FC. Wataru Endo faces a lengthy absence after being stretchered off at Sunderland, although Slot remains hopeful he could return before the end of the season. Connor Bradley will not play again this campaign, forcing Liverpool to once again improvise at right back. Dominic Szoboszlai, Curtis Jones and Joe Gomez are all options for that role, with Gomez declared fit to start after recovering from his own injury setback. Giovanni Leone is also ruled out for the remainder of the season, leaving Liverpool's defensive depth stretched and heightening the importance of avoiding further setbacks. Forest, meanwhile, are dealing with 5 absentees of their own, including 2 major figures from last season's push for European football. Goalkeeper Matt Sells is expected to miss out again with a groin injury, while striker Chris Wood has been absent for much of the campaign and is not anticipated to feature. With John Victor also unavailable, winter signing Stefan Ortega, who joined from Manchester City FC, is set to start in goal. Defenders Willy Bolly and Nicolo Savona are out as well, but there is a boost for the hosts, with Murillo returning from injury and scoring against Fenerbahce SK in midweek. So while both sides are missing influential names, the contest remains finely balanced. For Slot, it is a chance to break his Forest hoodoo, strengthen Liverpool's Champions League push and deliver a statement performance away from home.
Trent Alexander-Arnold left Liverpool FC last summer as one of the club's most decorated modern players, but his move to Real Madrid CF has not unfolded the way many expected. After winning 2 Premier League titles, a Champions League and multiple domestic trophies at Anfield, his £10 million switch to Madrid was meant to be the next step in a glittering career. Instead, it began with controversy. Sections of the Liverpool support booed him after months of speculation and silence before confirming his departure. Alexander
Alexander-Arnold admitted he understood the anger. He said he knew fans would feel disappointed and even hurt, but insisted the decision was one he had to make for himself. Just months later, he returned to Anfield in the Champions League. Coming off the bench late on, he was met with boos, while fans sang about Steven Gerrard and his replacement Conor Bradley, a clear message that loyalties had shifted. On the pitch in Spain, things have been inconsistent. A managerial change saw Xabi Alonso replaced by Alvaro Arbeloa, and Alexander-Arnold has rotated with Dani Carvajal at right back. Injuries have disrupted his rhythm, including a 6-week layoff early in the season and another setback in December, even during one of his better performances when he registered his first La Liga assist. Spanish media criticism followed, with Marca questioning his impact and rumours briefly linking him with moves to Manchester City FC and FC Bayern Munich. Those claims were later dismissed. There have been positive signs. He recently provided an assist in a 4-1 win over Real Sociedad, and Arbeloa praised his intelligence and versatility, backing him to succeed. Still, this season has been far from smooth. For Alexander-Arnold, the challenge now is simple: stay fit, find consistency, and prove that his Madrid move was the right one.